you're welcome to my channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful sleeveless dress with this small sleeve on the hanging on the shoulder. So I'll be measuring the bust point first. So this is the upper part that we're going to do. Under bust, that's on measure your under bust. Okay, and I'll go on and measure the waistline also. So this is the bust point, that's the under bust line. Then I'll measure my waistline also, which is about 18 inches for the waistline. Then I'll come to the edge here and measure 3 inches for my neck width, 7 for my shoulder length divided by 2, and I also came down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. I hope you understand. So I will still work on the neckline, but for now is the normal 3 inches in order to create the shoulder slope. Then for the armhole, I measure my armhole and I'm going to connect it to the shoulder. I know is then I'm trying to roll the upper chest line, which is where the arm will stop. Then how to calculate your armhole, your bust round divided by 6 plus 1.5. So that's what we give you the armhole. So I went ahead to decide how deep I want my neckline to be, because we are just creating a tube dress first. Okay, so we are creating a tube dress, so it depends on how deep you want the neckline to be. So now at the armhole, I'll find the midpoint of the armhole. Then yes, I'll mark it, then come in by 3/4 inch in order to create the perfect armhole curve. Just this way. Okay, so now still on the upper chest line, I just want to create the line to guide me as I walk on the front bodice. So this line is the chest line, or we say the upper chest line. Okay, because it's the line, it's the extension from the armhole. Okay, so this is it. Then I'll go ahead and locate my dart, which is 4 inches. Is nipple to nipple measurement 4 inches. 8 inches divided by 2 is 4. Then on this neck depth, I also measure the 4 inches. But from the waistline, I'll connect the straight line this way. But if you like, the straight line can stop at the bust point. So on the waistline now, on each side, I'm going to measure 1 inch up to the under bust. Okay, so now on the from the shoulder now, whatever I have on this shoulder, I'll divide it by 2 and I'll connect it to the bust point. I'll connect it to the bust point. Okay, this is how it to be. So on the I've already measured 1 inch on both sides of the dart on the waist up to the under bust. So you connect it this way. Then from your under bust to your bust point, you're going to use a curved ruler like this. So make sure it's uniform on both sides. The size of the part of the curve you use on one side should be the same thing you're going to place on the second side of the curve. So just use a method that works for you. So this way. Then on the neck depth, you're going to measure 1 inch on both sides also and connect it to the bust point also on the bust point. Okay, so this is it. Then I will now fix in my bust round divided by 4 on the chest line. Then whatever I have on the dart, okay, is about 1 inch or 3/4 inch. I think 1 inch. Okay, so you add it to it. Whatever you have on that part, not on the neck, whatever you have on that part on the chest line, that's the dart you're going to put. Then on the waistline, I'll do the same thing, fixing a quarter of my waist round, the dart allowance, and also my seam allowance. So I use 2 inches for my seam allowance. So, and I'm going to connect the waistline to my yes, to the upper part, like under my armpit. So this is what it is. Then I would love to create a sweetheart neckline there. So I just came down by some inches from the actual neck depth and connect it this way. So it depends on how deep you want to treat out to be. So you can create whatever style you want. Then on the armhole also, I'm going to create a smooth curve. Okay, so this is our tube. I hope you understand. So now for the straps on our shoulder, so I'll just be using 2 inches. And see where I connected it to. I just connected it from the dart to my shoulder. So these are the straps will be. So it's kind of a wide one. So now let's drag the back part. We are done with the front. So now the bust point for the back, that's what we are measuring now. You measure the bust point. Make sure you use the same thing for the front and back, whatever your bust point is. Then for the back, I'm measuring out my zipper allowance. So I just measure 1 inch for the zipper allowance first. Just roll it this way. Okay. Then the shoulder slope. Okay. Then we'll connect our armhole. So this is just the upper chest line I'm trying to create here. So for the armhole curve at the back is different. This one you are not coming in by 3/4 inch. Okay, so with the only measurements is the bust point and the waistline. We don't need under bust for the back. So I'm also going to locate my dart allowance and the dart placement. I've measured the 4 inches on the waistline. Then on the chest line, we're going to do the same thing. So we really need to mark out our chest line. So that's what I'm doing with this dotted line. Okay, so then for a tube, it depends on how deep you want it to be. Okay, so now from my own chest line, I came down by like 1 inch. You can make it ½ inch and just connect it to your armhole. Okay, so with this, my center back will not be raised up at all. It will be relaxed. Then I'll fix in a quarter of my bust round plus 2 inches for the seam plus the seam allowance. Then on the waistline also, I'm going to fix in a quarter of my waist round plus 1 inch for that allowance and 2 inches for seam allowance. Then I'll connect it like so. So now for the dart, I'll measure the 4 inches on this line, come down by 1 inch. Then just watch it carefully. This is just a simple dart I'm creating at the back. Like I said, we're just creating a tube dress with a small stripe, with a white stripe. Okay, without the stripe is a complete tube. So whatever we have there. So now I did the same thing, just extending the dart to the shoulder. You understand? So that it will guide on how to go with our stripe. So I measure 1 inch on both sides and also on the shoulder too. So with this, these 2 inches is for the stripe, the straps. Okay, so this is how it looks. So that's all we need for the upper part. Then for my zipper allowance, now the center back, I came in by 3/4 inch and I'll blend it upwards. So this is to allow me remove excess bulge at the back. So there won't be excess fabric at the back. Everything will be fitted on the back. So connect it slightly up until you blend it there. But mind you, this doesn't stop us from still using 1 inch from our zipper allowance. So this is it, guys. So go ahead and continue to cut it out. So watch the cutting carefully so that you know how to remove the straps. And it's important to Label your straps, label the upper part and the lower part in order to avoid confusion when you are cutting the dress, when you are joining the fabric. So now I realize that I would love to add a side bust dart. Okay, so now from my bust point, I went down by 1 inch. Okay, so and I'll connect it slightly. You can see, just watch the way I'm doing this. Just came down by 1 inch. So automatically my back pattern will be 1 inch, will be reduced by 1 inch. Okay, so this is how to create the bust dart if you're going to be using it, removing it on the pattern. So I have to cover it up and seal it before I'll cut the fabric. But if you don't want a side dart, no problem. Just go ahead and join your cut your fabric accordingly and join it. So now for the back, because of the dart I removed now 1 inch, so I'm going to remove 1 inch also from the back pattern so that it can align at the waistline. I hope you understand. I have a video on this. Okay, so here we'll be joining the upper bodice. So this is the center front. These are the lining. I'm fixing my breast pad, my interfacing, and also the breast pad in order to give me a defined cup. Okay, so breast pad, or you call it wadding. So this is what we have. So I'll go ahead and join it together, the different pieces. So I'm going to start with the front, how to join the breast pad. So make sure your breast pad align, especially on at your under bust. You know the breast pad stop at the under bust, so make sure it's aligned. You can even use pin to secure it. Then on how to cut your perfect breast pad, I have a video on it on the channel. You can check it out. Okay, so you're going to stitch on your 1/2 inch. Sorry, my thread went out, so I have to refix it. So you do it carefully. Just follow the shape. Follow the shape and do this carefully. As you go on, you adjust it. So there's no point rushing when you are joining this part. So you do this for one side. You will go ahead and do it for the second side also. You can see how it is. I'll go on and fix it on the other side. So remember to check, make sure the parts align properly. Then say you go gradually and carefully. Okay. So this is it. You know, you push out the cup. This is it. So without ironing, see what I have. So you go on and iron it properly. You can use your tailor's arm. Open up the seam, and iron it properly. So this is what the breast cup looks like. So now about the straps at the top. So remember I said it's to be good to label it properly. So and be able to differentiate the front and the back. So I try to notch it the each side so that it will be easy for me. So each one now, I cut it on fold. So I need to open it up. You can see that's what I'm doing at the top. I need to open it up. So with this method, you'll pick one front and one back and join it at the shoulder. I hope you understand. So from know the way, know the one that is for the front. But for this one, my front part is shorter than the back. Okay, so you pick one front and one back and place it right side to right side and pin it together. So I think this is one of the simplest way to go about it. So this is what I have. Okay, after joining this, you know, so we'll now place it right side to right side. Make sure they are properly aligned. So I'll pick for um and the second arm and also do the same thing. Please be sure of what you are doing. If you get confused, just pick up your pattern and trace it again. The pattern you use in cutting it. Okay? So after you place it right side to right side now, you go on and stitch by the side. See the way I place it? So you go and stitch the sides. Then I will be able to bring it out. Okay, so I'm just trying to check this to be sure. So I've done that and I've turned it to the right side. Okay, so this is the bodice. This is my upper bodice, the front. So since I know where the straps is to be attached, so it's going to put the dart line at the middle. So I went ahead to place it properly. That means my dart line on the bodice is going to be centralized on these straps. And still check that is the side, the front is well attached. So after fixing it, I went into cover it up with my lining so that after joining, I can bring my lining to the other side properly. So I'm going to stitch on 1/2 inch. So I've done that. So you can see how this cup is well formed. Okay, so this is it has been attached and the joining is covered with the lining. So now we need to go and attach this to the back pattern. So this is the back, this is one side of it. Make sure you locate where the straps is going to be attached and place it this way. Please just watch this video carefully. So I have to turn it around to place it this way. Then you also use your pin to secure it. Please just watch me carefully. So after positioning this way, I use the lining also to cover the straps. Also remember to secure it with pin. So this is to make the work easier for you. So this is how it will look when I'm done. So I just went ahead to recheck for clarification. Then you stitch on 1/2 inch also before you turn it over. Then you do the same thing for the second side also. See the way I place it? I have to turn over the fabric, the back piece, place the straps, then cover it up with my lining also. And also secure with pin. Then I'll stitch with by 1/2 inch. I'll cover it this way. So I've done that. So as you're doing this, make sure you always check this straps to make sure it is not twisted in any part. So you iron it properly. So this is how it looks. So I'll go ahead and work on the zipper part. So it's 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So I'll just cover that part up so that I can join it by the side. I'm just loving this cup, you can see. So the side that also contributes to this wave, to the fine shape of the cup. Okay, so I'll go ahead and measure it. So whatever is left, I'll deduct it so that I'll be able to join it by the side accordingly. So when you are measuring, make sure your cup is out like this. So the way it's going to be on your body exactly. Then we'll go ahead and measure on the waistline also. Measure your waistline, your waist round, so that you will know how many allowance you're going to deduct, or you just go ahead and deduct your actual same allowance. So after doing all those calculation, this is what I have. This is how my upper body is going to be. Then I'll go ahead and join in the kind of down parts you want. So what kind of, it could be flare or pencil. You can make it a pencil gown. So I'll be using like an A shape down part. So I measure my waist round, and there's not going to be that. Or if you like, you can fix in that shell. And my seam allowance, okay? So I'm just going to work with the little fabric I have left. I'm not sure it's even up to 2 years, or maybe about 2 years. So I measured the quarter of my hip round at the down part. Then I added extra allowance. Then I cut it like an A shape. So I also went, after cutting it out, I folded again to use it and cut the back piece. So I need to leave some allowance for the zipper allowance, as you can see. So then I cut it out. So it's just a simple A shape down part. You can see. So this is what it looks like. Then we'll go ahead and join this and attach it. So I'm just going to create a simple cuff at the down part. Okay. Then the center back, I have to open it up because of the zipper. Then for fitting also at the center back, so I'm going to remove some excesses. So you can remove about ½ inch or 3/4 inch. You know, for the upper part, I removed 3/4 inch. So you can remove the same thing from the center back. So this is also to remove excess fabric at the center back. So I'm going to cut it out. And remember, I said this doesn't affect our 1 inch for zipper allowance. So this is what we have. Okay. Okay, so this is the skirt part. So I've attached the lining, see the seam. So if you want pocket, you can go ahead and add your pocket. So this is what it looks like, the front and the back. So I'll go on and attach this to the upper part. So for the upper part now, that's my top. I love to start with the seam allowance, the side seam. So you make sure the lines, the joining line, make sure it aligns properly. Like the upper part and the skirt part, make sure it aligns. You can see the way I'm opening it up, and I'll secure with pin. So I always start with this because it's important that this side align. Then when you are done, every other part can be adjusted. That's if they don't come together. So I'll be cutting out that label part. I was supposed to trim it out. So that's why the upper part is starting beneath it. So I'll trim that out when I'm done. So that's, if not, they're supposed to be on the same line. So it's important to secure with pin. So in case of any excess, you can go back and adjust it, or you just split it over. So these days we'll go on and join it with half inch, and yes, fix it. So this is what the dress looks like, though the mannequin is not really giving justice to the style, but at least we have an idea of what it looks like. So I hope you find it helpful. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up and feel free to share your opinion in the comment section. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.